Signs of does in heat are really easy most of the time. First one is a wagging tail. Hi. So, first you come out and you're looking across your pen and you see some wagging tails. Now take note that there's a difference between wagging tails for flies and wagging tails for heat. This doe is wagging her tail with flies. Come on now, demonstrate. Anyway, a lot of the time when it's with flies, it'll be coupled with a hind leg stomp or something. It's the easiest way to tell, but you just gotta watch them. If it's just a continuous tail wagging and you know there's no flies, well, it means they're in heat. Another way you can check is tickle them a little bit right here. She's going out of heat. She was in heat yesterday, so but she's wagging a little bit, as you can see. But this girl will be a good example. But anyway, if they don't clamp their tail and they just keep wagging and wagging, that's a sign. She's not really wagging, but yeah, she goes a little bit, but she's not clamping her tail. Most goats will. Like she clamps her tail and leaves. She did wag a little bit, but she's just annoyed with it. How about you, Marion? She was in heat Saturday, so she just likes her. Yeah, you can see the difference there. This one's a really good example. Yeah. Well, Molly, you gonna be a good example for not being? Yep. See, that's what most does will do. This doe is a little bit tricky. She's not wagging her tail. I've been watching for a while here. She's not. I bred her this morning. She should still be in heat. She was in a different pen next to the bucks and trying to jump over the fence. That's a pretty obvious sign. So everybody's just a little bit different. They'll also get swollen back there and have some discharge, but main thing you want to watch for is wagging tail. Or if they're next to a buck, they'll be standing with their head through the fence or trying to jump the fence like she was. Either way. Or if they're like this one and they're not next to the buck, they'll pace up and down the fence line like she's been doing all day. Or they'll yell too, but that's not as common, at least in my goats. I don't see that very often. So the third thing you can do, which they were doing when I first put that white doe in here because she smelled like buck, is you can bring a stinky rag or whatever near them and see how they react to that. They were following this doe around and rubbing on her and stuff, but they're not anymore. But I'm just going to bring a buck over this fence line and you'll find out who's in heat. Oh, whoa. I don't do this very often. I prefer to bring the doe over to the buck fence. But when I've got 4 does, that's what we're gonna do. Tail's gonna windmill right off, Desi. The actions the buck are showing has nothing to do with the does being in heat. I mean, if they're not in heat, he'll act the same way. So it's the does that you gotta watch. And just because they're standing here doesn't mean they're in heat. Like this one, her hackles are up, she just wants to pick a fight. Hey, Minxie. And you can see them tails going. That's the biggest sign you want to look for. They don't jump the fence. Let's go. Come on. You're a good boy, Mr. Black. Except for when you fight with Serrano, you knocked your skirts off this morning, huh? Well, that's a good thing.